Today, we're handing you the keys to a multi-million-dollar company. We are diving deep into Markstrat, the legendary business simulation that, well, it puts you right in the executive chair. And look, this isn't just a game. It's a real test of strategy, of foresight, and leadership. So, let's get you briefed for your first day on the job.
So I gotta ask, are you ready? Because starting right now, you're not just a student or a manager anymore. Nope, you're the decision maker. You're gonna call the shots, you're gonna set the strategy, and you're gonna live with the consequences. Your first day, it starts now.
Okay, let's make it official. Section 1, welcome to your new job. This is where we set the stage for your new role and what's going to be expected of you.
Congratulations! You and your team have just been hired to take over the entire electronics division of a massive corporation. Your single overarching mission is pretty simple. Formulate and implement a strategy that leads this division to success. No pressure, right?
Now, what's so cool about Markstrat is how it's designed. The best way to think about it? It's like a flight simulator, but for business executives. It gives you this powerful, complex cockpit to fly a company, but in a totally risk-free environment. It's your chance to test out bold strategies, to make mistakes, and most importantly, to learn before you have to do it for real.
All right, time to get you acquainted with your new territory. Section 2, the Sonite and Vodite market. This is the world where all your decisions are going to play out.
Okay, so your company competes in two product categories. They're called Sonites and Vodites. Now, the crucial thing to understand here is that they satisfy completely different needs. Their demands are totally independent, which means a strategy that works for one is absolutely not going to work for the other. You're basically running two different businesses at the same time. And of course, you can't succeed if you don't know your customers. You got four key groups to think about. First up, professionals. They want top performance, and to them, a high price tag means high quality. Then you have the savers. They are all about low prices and just basic performance. After them, you've got shoppers. These folks are savvy. They do their homework and they want the absolute best bang for their buck. And finally, high earners. They're all about social status, buying expensive, high-spec products. So, who are you going to target first? Now for the big question. How do you win? Section 3 lays it all out. This is how your performance is going to be judged. I want you to forget everything else for just a moment. Your single most important metric, your North Star, is the Share Price Index, or SPI. That number is the ultimate measure of your success. Every single decision you make should, in some way, be about making that number go up over the long term. So, how do you raise that SPI? Well, it really boils down to three main pillars. 1, you've got to grow your revenue. Simple as that. 2, you have to steal market share from your competitors. And 3, you absolutely need to improve your bottom line, your profitability. The SPI, you see, cleverly combines all of these factors into a single score that shows your company's overall health and position in the market. Okay, so you know the goal. Now let's look at the tools you'll be using to get there. Section 4, your Executive Decision Hub. This is where your strategy becomes action. Each round of the simulation represents 1 year, and you'll be making critical decisions across the entire business. We're talking about defining product positioning, kicking off new R&D projects, setting production plans, managing the entire marketing mix, deciding where to put your sales force, and even buying the market research you need to make your next move. And here it is. This is your command center. Now, don't worry that the example on screen is in Spanish. The layout is exactly the same no matter what. From here, you can get to everything, all your financial reports, competitor benchmarks, and every decision-making tool you have. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but this screen is going to be your home for a while.
Let's zoom in on a specific example, the marketing mix screen. Right here, you directly set the retail price for your product, and you tell the production department how many units you think you're going to sell. If you get this wrong, well, you either have empty shelves and angry customers, or a warehouse full of expensive inventory you can't move. The stakes are high.
And it's not just about price either. You also control your distribution. On the screen, you're deciding how many salespeople to assign to specialty stores, department stores, and online channels for each one of your brands. This directly impacts who can find and buy your products. Now this is where the long-term thinking comes in, your R&D hub. In here, you'll order up projects to invent completely new products, or, just as important, to figure out how to lower the manufacturing costs of your existing brands, which boosts your future profits. But you know, making these decisions in a vacuum, that would be way too easy. The real challenge of Markstrat it goes so much deeper. Section 5. It's more than a game.
Here's the kicker. You are not playing against a computer. You are in a dynamic, living market, competing against up to 5 other teams. And these teams are all run by people just as smart and just as driven as you are. Every move they make could mess up your plans, and vice versa.
But as tough as those other companies are, the simulation is designed to show you that sometimes the biggest obstacles, they aren't out there in the market at all. They're right there, in the boardroom, with you. The machinery of the company is one thing, but getting those human gears to turn together, that is the real test of a leader.
This right here, this is the real gauntlet of Markstrat. You're going to have to sift through mountains of data to find the few golden nuggets that actually matter. You're going to be under intense time pressure to get your decisions in. You will have to navigate conflicting opinions and big egos within your own group to build consensus, and maybe most importantly, you'll have to organize a process to make huge, high-stakes decisions together, as a team.
So there you have it. You've seen the market, you know the objective, and we've just handed you the keys to the command center. Everything is now in your hands. So what's your first move?